word number 80 to 100. And these words are extremely important for all the competitive exam. And they will also help you improve your speaking, writing, and overall expression of speaking. And in this lecture, I will not only give you meanings, but also give you synonyms and antonyms in clear sentences so that you can actually use these words confidently. So stay focused, take your notebook, and let's begin today's big journey. So first word is bare. Bare means uncovered or without clothing. It is used when something is open, empty, or not covered. For example, the tree stood bare in winter. And synonyms of bare, completely uncovered. For example, the baby ran naked in the garden. The hills looked naked without trees. You're not going to use naked for only human beings, but you can use for the other things as well, just like the hills. Exposed is the not covered or protected with something open to view or harm. For example, the wires were exposed, the secrets were exposed. Means the secrets were uncovered. Uncovered means not covered or left open. The pot remained uncovered, the tray was uncovered. Stripped is also the synonym of naked. Stripped means something removed like cloths, leaves, or covering made something bare. The storm stripped the trees of leaves. The wall was stripped of paint. Antonyms. Covered is hidden or protected by something placed over it. The table was covered with cloth. Snow covered the mountains. Clothed is wearing clothes or dressed. The child was warmly clothed. The actor was richly clothed. Dressed is wearing clothes in a proper or particular way. She was well dressed for the party. The boy dressed quickly. So this word is bare, means naked, exposed, uncovered, or stripped, and antonyms are covered, clothed, or dressed. Next word we have is barricade. Barricade is similar to the being the barrier of some in the ways of something. For example, a barrier or obstacle that blocks movements, especially during protests or conflict. It is used for something placed to stop, control people or vehicles, just like in the picture you can have a look at the barricades in the road. For example, protesters built a barricade on the road. Synonyms. Blockade. Blockade is an act of sealing off a place to prevent movement of people or goods. Just like in the current scenario, you have been listening this word on news channels, like the blockade of goods and services to the Gaza's people of Gaza. The blockade of goods and services and medicine for the people of Gaza is a big issue of this today's words and about the current issue. So blockade is an act of sealing off a place to prevent movement of people or goods from one place to another. For example, the army set up a blockade around the city. The ships created a naval blockade. Barrier is something that blocks the way to prevent progress. The wall acted as a barrier. Language can be a barrier to communication. Obstacle, that is something that makes it difficult to achieve a goal. For example, lack of money was an obstacle. Fear is an obstacle to success. Hurdle, a difficulty or problem that must be overcome. For example, passing the exam was a major hurdle. They overcame every hurdle. Antonyms. Opening. Opening is a space or gap that allows movement entry. For example, there was an opening in the wall. The opening allowed fresh air. Passage. A passage is a path or way through which people can move from one place to another. A narrow passage led to the hall. The secret passage was discovered. Access is the right or opportunity to enter or use something. For example, students have access to the library. The road provides access to the village. So this word we have is barricade, and synonyms are blockade, barrier, obstacle, and hurdle. Antonyms: opening, passage, access. Next word we have is beguile. This is pronounced as beguile. Beguile is to deceive or charm someone. The word beguile is used when someone misleads or attracts others cleverly. For example, the magician is attracting people towards himself. The magician beguiled the audience. Synonyms: to make someone believe something false or mislead or trick. He deceived his friends. The fraudster deceived many people. Trick is to deceive someone by using clever or dishonest methods. The thief tricked the old man, he tricked the guard. Mislead is to give wrong information so that someone forms a false belief. For example, the advertisement misled customers, false rumors misled the public. Cheat is to act dishonestly to gain an advantage or deceive someone. For example, he cheated in the exam, the trader cheated his clients. Antonyms: inform is to give knowledge or information to someone. For example, please inform me about the meeting, please inform me about the exams, please inform me about the market or any other event. She informed the teacher. Enlighten is to give greater knowledge or understanding to educate someone. For example, books enlighten the minds, the speech enlighten the audience. Enlighten means you are giving some useful knowledge to someone. For example, just like books give us knowledge. Reveal truth is to make the truth known or disclose facts about something, about any event or any case. The witness revealed the truth, the investigation revealed the truth. So this word is beguile, means deceive, trick, mislead, or cheat someone. Antonyms: inform, enlighten, and reveal truth. Next one we have is belittle. Belittle. Belittle is to make someone feel unimportant. For example, it is used when someone insults or minimizes another person's values. Never belittle someone's efforts. Synonyms: insult. Insult is to say or do something that is rude or offensive to someone. For example, he insulted his friends in front of everyone. The remark insulted the audience. Degrade is also to treat someone as inferior or reduce their dignity and respect. The tyrant degraded his opponent. Such words degrade people. Ridicule is to make fun of someone or something in a mocking way. They ridiculed his ideas. The crowd ridiculed the actor. Minimize is to make someone seem less important or serious than it really is. Do not minimize others' achievements, he minimized the problem. So, antonyms: praise is to express approval or admiration for someone or something. The teacher praised the student, she praised his hard work. Respect is to show regard, honor, or consideration for something. The students should respect teachers. We must respect elders. Encourage is to give support, confidence, or hope to someone. For example, parents encourage their children. The coach encouraged the team. So this word is belittle. Belittle means insult, degrade, ridicule, or minimize someone's efforts. And antonyms: praise, respect, encourage. Next word we have is benevolent. Benevolent is so kind, generous, and charitable. For example, it is used to describe a person who helps others with kindness. It is an adjective. The benevolent man donated money. Synonyms: generous. Generous is willing to give money, time, or help freely. She is generous with her money. The donor was generous. Kind is a caring and helping towards others. The teacher is so kind to students. She showed kind behavior. Charitable is also giving help, especially to the poor or needy people. The charity helped poor families. He is a charitable person. Charitable is actually an adjective, but the charity is noun here. Compassionate, showing deep sympathy or concern for others suffering. For example, compassionate is also an adjective. The doctor was a compassionate. Compassionate leaders care for people. Antonyms: cruel, causing pain or suffering intentionally, lacking kindness. The cruel king punished prisoners. It is cruel to harm animals. Selfish is thinking only about oneself and not caring about others. The selfish man refused to help. Selfish behavior hurts relationships. Unkind is not kind, showing lack of care or sympathy. His unkind words hurt her. Do not be unkind to others. Next word we have is betray. Betray is to be disloyal or break trust of someone. It is used when someone breaks trust or reveals secrets. For example, he betrayed his friend, just like in the picture, you can have a look to understand deeply. Synonyms: deceive is to mislead someone by giving false information or hiding the truth. He deceived his partner, the spy deceived the guards. Expose is to reveal something hidden, especially wrongdoing or secret. The journalist exposed corruption, the report exposed the truth. Reveal is to make something known that was previously secret. She revealed the secret, the letter revealed his feelings. Cheat is to act dishonestly to gain advantage or to trick someone. He cheated on his friends, the trader cheated customers. Antonyms: protect is to keep someone safe from harm or danger. Soldiers protect the nation, parents protect their children. Defend is to guard or support against attack or criticism. Lawyers defend their clients, the army defended the border. Support is to help, encourage, or stand by someone. Friends support each other, the teacher supported the idea. So, this word is betray, means deceive, expose, reveal, cheat, and antonyms: protect, defend, support. Next word we have, it is sixth word, that is bewilder. Bewilder is to confuse greatly. It is used when someone feels extremely confused or lost. The complex rules bewilder the player. Synonyms: confuse is to make someone unable to think clearly or understand completely something. The instructions confused me, the question confused the class. Perplex is to cause someone or to feel completely puzzled or uncertain. The puzzle perplexed the children, the issue perplexed the leaders. Puzzle is to make someone think hard because something is difficult to understand. For example, the riddle puzzled the students, his behavior puzzled us. Daze is to shock or confuse someone so they cannot think clearly for a short time. For example, the sudden news dazed him, the loud noise dazed the crowd. Antonyms: explain is to make something clear by giving details or reasons. The teacher explained the topic, please explain the answer. Clarify is to make something easier to understand by removing all confusion. The manager clarified the rules. The speaker clarified his statement. Enlighten is to give knowledge or understanding to someone. Books enlightened the mind, the lecture enlightened the audience. So this word is bewilder, meaning confuse, perplex, puzzle, and daze. And antonyms: explain, clarify, and enlighten. Next word we have is binding. Binding means compulsory or legally required. It is used when something must be obeyed or followed. The agreement is legally bind. Synonyms: mandatory, required by laws or rules, that is not optional. Wearing helmet is mandatory, attendance is mandatory in the class. Compulsory is required and must be done, enforced by laws. Education is compulsory in many countries. The test is compulsory for admission. Obligatory is required by duty, rule, or moral responsibility. Respecting elders is obligatory, or respect for elders is obligatory. Payment is obligatory. Antonyms: optional. Optional, that is not required, left to personal choice. For example, the assignment is optional, participation is optional. Voluntary is done by free will, not forced or required, or not for any other. The work was voluntary. Volunteers do voluntary service. So this word is binding. Binding, that is mandatory, compulsory, or obligatory, and antonyms are optional, voluntary. Next word we have is biased. Biased means showing unfair preference or prejudice, just like in the picture. You can have a look at the clear picture which is showing biasedness of some people. The judge must not be biased. We must not be biased in friendship. Prejudiced is having a fixed, unfair opinion about someone or something without any proper knowledge. A prejudiced judge is unfair. Prejudiced opinions cause conflict. Partial is also favoring one side more than others, not neutral. For example, the teacher seemed partial. The referee was accused of being partial. One sided is showing only one viewpoint without considering others. The report was one sided, his argument sounded one sided. Subjective is based on personal feelings or opinions rather than facts. Personal opinions are subjective, the review was subjective. Antonyms: fair. Fair is treating everyone equally or justly. A judge must be fair. The decision was fair. Impartial is not favoring any side, completely neutral and just. The referee remained impartial. The committee stayed impartial. Unbiased is free from prejudice, judging based on facts and fairness. The report was unbiased. An unbiased opinion is important. Neutral is not supporting or helping either side in the conflict. The country stayed neutral in the war, the mediator remained neutral. So, this word is biased, meaning prejudiced, partial, one sided, or subjective. And antonyms: fair, impartial, unbiased, and neutral and objective. Bigotry. Bigotry is intolerance towards people who have different beliefs, religions, or opinions. This word is used when person strongly dislikes or rejects others because of their beliefs or backgrounds. For example, bigotry can create division in society. So synonyms are: a prejudice is judging someone unfairly before knowing the facts. For example, prejudice can harm social harmony. The law should protect people from prejudice. Bias is a preference that is unfair. For example, the judge must avoid bias. Media bias can influence public opinion. Intolerance is unwilling to accept different views. Religious intolerance causes conflict. Society must fight intolerance. Narrow mindedness is being unwilling to accept new ideas. Narrow mindedness blocks progress. Education helps reduce narrow mindedness. Discrimination is treating people unfairly because of differences. For example, discrimination should be punished by law. Many groups protest against discrimination. Antonyms: tolerance is accepting different beliefs or ideas. Tolerance promotes peace. Schools teach tolerance among students. Fairness is treating people equally. The teacher showed fairness in grading. Justice requires fairness. Impartiality is not favoring any side. Judges must act with impartiality. The committee showed impartiality. Open mindedness is willing to accept new ideas. Open mindedness encourages learning. Leaders need open mindedness. So, this word is bigotry, meanings prejudice, bias, intolerance, narrow mindedness, and discrimination. And antonyms are tolerance, fairness, impartiality, and open mindedness. Next word, that is 90th word, is blandishment. Blandishment is flattering words used to persuade someone. For example, it refers to sweet talk or praise used to influence someone's decision. He used blandishment to win support. For example, synonyms: flattery is praising someone excessively to gain favor. Flattery should not influence leaders. She used flattery to impress the boss. Coaxing is also gently persuading someone. The mother used coaxing to calm the child. He succeeded through patient coaxing. Praise is expressing approval or admiration. The teacher praised the hardworking student. Her work received praise. Sweet talk is a charming language used to persuade someone. For example, he used sweet talk to convince them. Sweet talk cannot hide dishonesty. Persuasion is also influencing. Good persuasion required logic. The speech was powerful persuasion. Antonyms: Criticism is expressing disapproval. For example, the project received heavy criticism. Constructive criticism helps improvement, and constructive criticism must be in the society. If we are not going to criticize constructively, we are not going to learn, or any other betterment is not going to be seen in the society. Insult is using words meant to offend someone. For example, his comment sounded like an insult. Insult damages relationship. Bluntness is speaking in a direct but sometimes rude way. His bluntness surprised the audience. Bluntness can hurt feelings. So this word is blandishment, meanings, flattery, coaxing, praise, sweet talk, persuasion. Antonyms: criticism, insult, and bluntness. Next word we have is blasphemy. Blasphemy is disrespectful speech about sacred things or religion. For example, it refers to showing disrespect towards religious beliefs or sacred matters of religious beliefs. The priest warned against blasphemy. And synonyms: profanity is using offensive or disrespectful language. The teacher warned against profanity. Public speeches should avoid profanity. Cursing is using abusive or insultive. Cursing disturbed the crowd. The officer stopped the cursing. Irreverence is also a lack of respect for sacred things. His joke showed irreverence. Irreverence offended many people. Sacrilege is also violation of sacred things. For example, destroying a temple is sacrilege. The act was considered sacrilege. Antonyms: reverence is deep respect for sacred things. The crowd stood in reverence. The temple inspired reverence. Respect is showing honor and regard. Respect for faith is important. Children should show respect to elders. Devotion is deep dedication to religion or belief. For example, the monk lived in devotion. Her devotion impressed everyone. So, this word is blasphemy. Blasphemy means profanity, cursing, irreverence, sacrilege, and antonyms are reverence, respect, devotion. Next word we have is blatant. Blatant means very obvious, often in a negative way. For example, it is used when something is openly wrong or clearly visible. The cheating was blatant during the exam. Obvious is easily noticed or understood. The mistake was obvious. His anger was obvious. Glaring is very noticeable and hard to ignore. For example, the glaring error shocked the teacher. The report had glaring mistakes. Flagrant is clearly wrong or illegal. The player committed a flagrant foul. It was a flagrant violation of rules. Open is done publicly without any hiding. The crime was committed in open daylight. He showed open support for the policy. Antonyms: hidden is not visible or concealed. The traitor remained hidden. His feelings were his message was subtle. She gave a subtle hint. Quiet is without any attention or noise. He made a quiet decision. The protest remained quiet. So this word is blatant, meanings obvious, glaring, flagrant, open, and antonyms hidden, subtle, and quiet. Next we have bleak. Bleak means that is something that is cold, gloomy, depressing, or hopeless, something that gives little hope or cheer. For example, the future looked bleak after the loss of someone. Synonyms: gloomy, dark, or depressing. The sky was gloomy all day. Desolate is also empty or deserted or sad. The town looked desolate after the storm. Barren is lifeless or unproductive. For example, the barren land could not support crops. Hopeless is also having no hope. He felt hopeless after failing the exam. Antonyms: bright means cheerful or full of light. Her bright smile lifted everyone's mood. Cheerful is happy or pleasant. The room felt cheerful with colorful decorations. Hopeful is expecting a good outcome. She was hopeful about the job interview. So this word is bleak, meanings gloomy, desolate, barren, hopeless, and antonyms are bright, cheerful, and hopeful. Next word we have is bliss. Bliss is a perfect happiness or joy, a state of extreme contentment. For example, she felt bliss when she saw her family. Synonyms. Joy is a feeling of a great player. He was filled with joy on his birthday. Delight is a great pleasure or satisfaction. It was a delight to meet her. Pleasure is enjoyment or satisfaction. It gives me pleasure to help others. Happiness is also a state of being happy. Her happiness was evident in her smile. Antonyms. Sorrow is a deep sadness. He was filled with sorrow at the loss. Misery is extreme unhappiness. For example, the prisoners lived in misery, and sadness is a feeling of unhappiness. There was sadness in her eyes. So, this word is bliss, meaning joy, delight, pleasure, happiness. Antonyms sorrow, misery, and sadness. Next word we have is bloom. Bloom is a freshness, flowering, or thriving to flourish. For example, the flowers bloom in spring. Synonyms. Blossom is produce flowers or flourish. The cherry trees blossom in April, flourish to grow or develop well. For example, the business flourished after the new manager arrived. Glow is also shine or radiate beauty. Her face glowed with happiness. Thrive is growing strong and healthy. Children thrive in a loving environment. Antonyms. Fade is losing freshness or color. The colors of the painting faded over time. Wither is also shrink or decay or fade away something. The flowers withered in the sun. Decay is not rude or deteriorate. The wooden fence began to decay. So this is bloom, means bloom, blossom, flourish, glow, and thrive, and antonyms fade, wither, and decay. Next word we have is boggle. Boggle means to hesitate or to be confused, to be overwhelmed by difficulty. So he boggled at the difficult question. For example, synonyms are doubt, hesitate, and falter. Doubt is to be uncertain or hesitant. She doubted her answer was correct. Hesitate is to pause before acting. He hesitated before speaking. Falter is to lose confidence or strength. Her voice faltered during the speech. Waver also means become unsteady or showing indecision. He wavered between two choices. Antonyms. Decide is to make a choice. He decided to accept the offer, agree, concur with others. They agreed on the plan. Accept is showing consent to something. For example, she accepted the invitation. So boggle means doubt. So boggle means doubt, hesitate, falter, waver, and antonyms decide, agree, accept. Next word we have is boisterous. Boisterous is noisy, energetic, and lively, often in a rowdy way. The children were boisterous at the party. And synonyms. Loud is making much noise. The music was loud at the concert. Noisy is full of sound or commotion. For example, the classroom became noisy after the bell rang. Rowdy is rough or disorderly. For example, the crowd was rowdy during the match. Stormy is also turbulent or wild. The debate was stormy and heated. Antonym. Calm is being peaceful and quiet. The sea was calm in the morning. Quiet is a silent or low in voice. The library was quiet. Peaceful is free from disturbance. They enjoyed a peaceful afternoon. So boisterous is a loud, noisy, rowdy, or stormy, and antonyms are calm, quiet, peaceful. Next word we have is bombastic. Bombastic is using exaggerated or pompous language, overblown. His speech sounded bombastic. For example, synonyms are pompous synonyms. Pompous is self-important or inflated. He gave a pompous lecture. Inflated is exaggerated or pretentious. The report used inflated statistics. Grandiloquent is a lofty or exaggerant in style. The politician's grandiloquent speech impressed few. Antonyms. Simple is plain or easy to understand. He gave a simple explanation. Modest is not showy. She wore a modest dress. Plain is unadorned or clear. The instructions were plain and easy to follow. So, bombastic is pompous, inflated, grandiloquent. Antonyms: simple, modest, and plain. Next word we have is brandish. Brandish is to wave something as a threat or display. For example, in the picture you can have a look. The soldier brandished his sword. So wave is move something back and forth. He waved the flag proudly. Flourish is showing off dramatically. She flourished her pen after singing. Swing is a move freely back and forth. He swung the bat forcefully. Display is showing for attention. The museum displayed rare artifacts. Antonyms: hide is keeping out of sight. He hid the document in his drawer. Lower is bringing something down. He lowered the flag. Conceal is keeping something secret. She concealed her emotions. So, brandishment is waving, flourishing, swing something, and display something. And antonyms: hide, lower, or conceal something. Next, and most important, the last word of this video and the complete series is brashness. So, brashness means bold or impudent behavior without any thought for others. His brashness enforced the guests. For example, synonyms: boldness. Boldness is showing confidence or daring to someone. Her boldness impressed the judges. Cheek is impudence or rudeness. He had the cheek to argue with the teacher. Nerve is showing courage or audacity. It took nerve to speak in public. Rudeness is disrespectful behavior. His rudeness shocked everyone. Antonyms: politeness is being courteous and showing courteous behavior. She responded with politeness. Modesty is humility or restraint. He accepted the praise with modesty. Courtesy is a respectful behavior. He opened the door with courtesy. So the last word of today is brashness. Brashness is being bold or showing boldness. Cheek, nerve, or rudeness. And antonyms are politeness, modesty, and courtesy. All right, so today I have most important vocabulary words from 80 to 100. Make sure you revise these words and learn the synonyms and antonyms every day, and most importantly, try to use them in your daily conversation and writing. This is the only way to improve your retention and make vocabulary a part of your active language. If you found this lecture helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. Also, do let me know in the comments which word you found most useful today. And in the next lecture, inshallah, I will share the MCQs from 50 to 100 words. Until then, keep learning, keep practicing, and stay motivated. Allah Hafiz.